Hello, hello. Hello. Today I'm going to. Hey, yo, how's it going? Today I'm going to recap the week a little bit and talk about the upcoming week a little bit also. And yeah, it's a bit early today because I have the test. First, the first exam, the first Führerscheinprüfung, Europäische Triebfahrzeugführerschein. It's simple, but yeah, I'm still a little bit nervous and it's two parts and all this. So yeah, today I'm going to stream earlier today, then I'm going to play video games with my friends a little bit, and then I'm going to continue studying. I was studying earlier this morning, did some Anki flashcards I created and also reviewed, and later I'm going to also review, etc. I'm sick. Today it's better, but yesterday pain was painful, I guess. Damn, what's going on? Okay, meanwhile, yeah, I have the exam tomorrow, etc. And this week was kind of eventful. We had the Monday and Tuesday, we did the not practicum, but like, yeah, Lernfahrten. We were in like the cockpit and I did a little bit of this. My plan was to stream while playing Train Simulator. I had it installed and all this. But yeah, since I'm going to play with my friends Valorant afterwards, I was like, I don't want to play too many games, and like I want to keep the first part short at least, or like keep some shorter than the other. So yeah, I'm just going to more or less do a recap while I eat dessert, probably longer, but taking advantage of like this downtime a little bit. And yeah, hope you get better soon. Is it because of the weather? I have a sore throat and my head hurts. It hurts to move. But like I said, today is a lot better than yesterday. That doesn't sound like weather, like a weather thing. Maybe some kind of virus or whatever. My case, I've been getting a little bit sick in the stomach. Not, I don't notice it. I don't have like symptoms, like heavy symptoms, if you know what I mean, right? I'm not shitting my intestines out in the toilet or whatever. But I don't know. I feel like some kind of uneasiness. I think it's because I ate this kind of fresh käse. I had it technically it expires in like a month, but I opened it and noticed that it smelled a little bit weird. But I was like, okay, let's take the parts that smell less weird and put them on. And I think that could have had an effect. So yeah, I'm not feeling 100% in the health sense, but yeah, probably feeling better than you in that sense. Like I don't hurt or whatever. My head doesn't hurt. It was self-inflicted, right? I also smelled it and was like, this is probably not a good idea, but did it anyways. Shame because I wanted to use this kind of friskasse for tomorrow's lunch. I wanted to do like I bought this kind of flat ciabatta in Aldi and thought, okay, with more. I asked ChatGPT what could I make, and it suggested something like that. So yeah, I got some I had some mortadella, so I'm going to use mortadella and that. And I was going to use this friskasse, but yeah, I'm going to use instead some scamorza cheese that I have in the fridge instead. So yeah, hope you get better, get well soon. Are you going to go to work tomorrow? Or are you calling in sick? Work or class or... You were? You did both things, right? Anyway, get better soon, whatever you do. Chill Sunday. Relax. I won't bother you until too long. And yeah, basically, week recap. Let me get something. Probably not. I already told my boss that I'm sick, but I'll see if I can go to uni on Tuesday and then probably go to work on Wednesday. Yeah, good. Have some rest. Okay, this is what I wanted to bring. These are kind of like the shifts that I had, right? This is the first one. This is the short shift, the second part of Tuesday's shift. And as you can see, it starts so fucking early. Dienst begin 5, like... no, okay, this is the second part. So the first part started at 5 a.m. The first day started at 5 a.m. So yeah, both days were kind of 5 a.m. at work. So waking up at like 3:45, 3:30, something like that. Which was interesting. Like, I slept 6 hours. Obviously, I didn't sleep 8 because I wasn't going to bed at like 7. But yeah, I did go to bed at like 9:30 or like 10 and woke up at 3. So 6 hours, decent. A lot of... It was chill. Like, it was then the thing itself, the going with the guy. The guy was interesting. He was like kind of Ukrainian from the Russian part, from the Russian speaking part. And yeah, he was like serious. He was ernst, but he was, I don't know, he was nice. He explained also a lot of things, he wasn't like mega talkative like some people who explain like random things, right? He was more like very focused and explaining his method and like what he do, but he was like explaining all those things. And like, for example, this is the pattern that I use to break, and this is what I'm doing right now. This is the signal that I see. Like very, very, very explanative in that sense. So it was good for learning and for, I guess, for seeing that. And yeah, he also, when we asked some questions, but we didn't ask a lot of questions. That's also a thing. But yeah, when we asked questions, he answered them, even if they were kind of personal or whatever. And yeah, then there are a lot of gaps, for example, right? For example, this is a gap that's like you're not doing technically anything. This is a gap where you are being carried from one place to another. You are not driving the train yourself. This blue, and we had a couple of blue moments in other times. So in those moments, we would ask like more personal questions, like in the pause where we were like eating or whatever. Yeah, we would also ask questions or whatever, and he would answer. We learned a little bit about him and his life, about work, about how the work works, how the shifts work and all this. And yeah, it was cool. friend of mine who works as a van driver, whatever it's called, had to work till 5 a.m. on New Year. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if those are like shifts people like or people dislike. I think it depends, right? If you have a family, but if you don't have a family, those shifts like Feiertag plus Nachtschicht, it's like twice the cash or something like that. So, but in the big scheme of things, it's probably not that much of money, to be honest. It's like, what, 50 euros in a day or something like this? Maybe a little bit more. Maybe like 80 or like 100 if it's actually twice, but yeah, it's like just one day, right? So yeah, both days were like these 5 a.m. days. Both days were interesting. The first day was like from 5 a.m. until 5 plus 8, 13, right? Yeah, so until like 1, basically. And from almost 5, like from like 5:03 to like 12:57 or something like that. More or less punctual. I think there were like a couple of delays or whatever, and we were not actually punctual. We could see it. It was funny, right? When you are a driver, you see like all the timings. You have a lot of applications to see the times, right? And when you are like 10 minutes late, it's like I am 10 minutes late. It's like I can still. You can try to drive a little faster, but since he was with us, right, teaching us like how you should drive safely or whatever, it's like you could see how we were getting a little bit later every time. So this is funny, right? If you see a train that has like more people inside, like in the cabin, there are like more than one person, there are like 2 or 3 people, maybe you can be like, okay, this is not going to be like the fastest train ever or something, and you're probably going to break like this. Or and we got to drive a little bit, right? We got to drive the train under his instruction, and he would say something like, "You have to do it like that, right? You have to brake now." He was like paying attention and all that. But yeah, the first day it was like a little. Both days we did that. The first day it was more like, yeah, do that, right? He was like very on top, and it was like very kind of nerving, right? Because you have to pay attention to a lot of systems, even though it's a train and you expect it to be like just on and off, right? It's not. It's like it's basically on and off, but because it's so easy, there are like a lot of security systems on top. So you have to pay attention to all of these security systems. You have to, okay, there's a signal there. You have to press a button that says to the system that you have seen the signal, and if you don't, it breaks. And if you don't do it quick enough, it makes an alarm. Then there is another thing that if you don't press it, the train thinks you're dead. So if you don't press it for too long, it makes another sound, right? Everything makes sounds, and yeah, it's funny. And when you are like that, you are like moving the train. You have to stop at this station because there are people who want to come in and people who want to get out, right? It's like you don't want, but the table that he gave us with like these kind of guidelines of how he breaks, for example, it was like pretty. Yeah, it leaves room for error, right? It leaves margin for error, obviously. So yeah, it was like pretty. Even though it's like it's not like a risk or whatever. And then the second day, it was more like it was like, okay, I'm getting the hang of it. Okay, doing the like braking. At this point, I brake like this, and at this other point, I brake like this a little bit. Then I let it roll a little bit and click, and then I open the door. Right? It's like there are a lot of things, etc. But kind of you see, yeah, you can feel the progress a little bit, right? So it's cool. I actually knew about those buttons that you have to press, etc. Nice. Have you played these train simulator games or whatever? I wanted to do it today, right? To show. I also have the Strecke, the segment of track that I did, literally. It's the one that is available in this train simulator game. That's the one that I did, actually. So maybe next weekend or maybe Wednesday, for example. I think maybe you are in work or whatever. But maybe I'll do that something, because on Wednesday, for example, I don't have class. Monday and Tuesday I have tests, but on Wednesday some other people have tests, but I don't have it. So maybe Tuesday, right? Tuesday I have also I have to do like a short 20-minute test, then I'm out. So no, I have not. I don't really know where I learned it about it. Not gonna lie. Interesting. Maybe some kind of internet factoid or like reading blog posts or something like that. Watching some stream or something. Maybe here in like some previous some previous day or something. And yeah, those were Monday and Tuesday, pretty interesting days. I ate at McDonald's on Sunday, but that was right before stream, I think. Yeah, not reading, lol. But probably a random video I watched. Yeah, that could be. And then next day, Wednesday, I did some. Okay, let me check. Can I? If I do this, where am I logged in? No, I have to open the other. No problem. Photos. I'm not sure how much I can show, to be honest, right? Because it's like I'm not sure if I should have taken it. I always, whenever I do things, I do them. I don't ask permission, right? So, and I do it kind of to give the person who is letting me do it plausible deniability, right? But yeah, for example, this is, what is this? Osbahnhof, Donnersberger Brücke, or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, in the cabin, this was a lot of the view, right? Sitting behind this guy. Then me at the cockpit wearing this kind of vest. Some blurry shots because they were like kind of clandestine. This was at like 6 a.m. after arriving to the place where these trains were like parked. So yeah, we were like going to take one of these and take it to the station. I took a picture of something cool. This is a Gleissperre. It's something that when you go through it, you derail. You entgleist. Man entgleist. Boomp. And these are like operated by the Fahrdienstleiter. So they go like when you have permission to go. And I saw it operating in action, right? So interesting, something that we had just learned, and that it's probably going to be in the test tomorrow, right? Gleissperre. Nennen Sie 3 Arten von Flankenschutzeinrichtungen. 1. Gleissperre. 2. Weichen. 3. Signale. Zum Beispiel Sperrsignale. Yeah. Then, oops. I didn't want to show the person. This person. This is my friend. Well, as I've mentioned, the word friend comes a little bit too easily in some contexts, so and it's a little bit overused. But I think it fits the context. So yeah. This is like the place where it was like parked. Let's check when was it taken. 6:38. Okay, this is afterwards parking the train. This was in the afternoon. This was him. And then the next day, we went to some place. How's it called? Yeah, to some station. And yeah, I took some pictures because they were like the teacher was touring us this old train, so I was like, "Fuck it, let's do that." Yeah, hope I didn't get in trouble or something like this. Sounds a bit harsh, like not forcing the train to break or something, but rather just derailing the train. Yeah, that when there's something like that on is because the risk is high, right? It's because let's see, it's because this is like one way. Then the way here, if you go into it, it's like you could run into another train, right? Another train that is driving at like the reasonable speed or something, right? At a regular speed. So it's like if you fuck it up, it's like fuck it, derail the train. There are some others that it's just like a signal, right? And if it's just a signal, it's like because maybe the other place is like it's another Rangier-Gleise, right? So another track where you are not supposed to go fast. So it's like okay, if you crash into it, okay, it's bad or whatever, and you have been warned by this signal that you shouldn't have gone through. But yeah, it's like okay, it's not high speed collision or something. But when there are some of these, it's usually because of that. Like that's the theory. Then in practice, more things happen, right? Maybe avoiding collisions is like so much more important or whatever. I don't know. I don't really know the theory. I know what it does, to be honest. I'm just speculating here. I'm going to see some. Then on Wednesday, yeah, we toured this facility. And we toured the inside of an old locomotive, which was interesting. Then the next day, I received a package that was wrong, so I turned it over. Today, actually, no, yesterday, actually. On Friday, I fucked up some. I did laundry and I fucked something up. I made a video about Dubai chocolate and I uploaded it, by the way. I didn't change the thumbnail yet, but then yesterday I made ramen. I went to the supermarket. Not much else. Some studying every day. Every day I've studied a little bit. I've done my Anki cards, etc. I've created some Anki cards. I think almost every day. So yeah, in that sense, I think I feel prepared for tomorrow. Oh, and today I've just made lunch. I went in the morning. I studied also a little bit with some classmates, like physically present because we didn't actually do a lot together, but we were like physically present in the company of each other while studying. And you look very cool with those sunglasses, lol. I also always wear sunglasses even in the evening, lol. I don't like the sun. This one is without sunglasses. POV, you're getting run over. Just a joke for the for security purposes. This is just a joke. This is the ramen that I made. Well, the broth is this package that my mom gave me and I took from Spain to here. But yeah, I did cut the little green onion, right? I did put the bell pepper, the carrot, etc. a little bit earlier while the water was boiling a little bit, so that they softened a little bit. I did the eggs. I cooked the eggs according to ChatGPT instructions, and they are, in my opinion, ended up perfect. The white was all cooked through, but the yolk was runny, like perfect for ramen. Yeah, solid. I think it looked decent, right? So it looked appetizing as well. So I took a picture. I'm also taking pictures of meals that I remember. For example, this, right? This was a salad. I don't like these packaged things too much. They have out of Endivia, I think it's called Endivia. In Spanish, Endivia. In German, Endivia, something like that. But it doesn't taste good at all. And I think they fill it up. They fill these bags up with Endivia so that you fucking, I don't know, so that it's cheap or something, I guess, right? But it really ruins the taste of these bags, which would be pretty nice to have. But all of them have Endivia. So, yeah, I fuck it. But yeah, the salad itself was good because I made the dressing with ginger and lemon, and yeah, it had like that touch, right? It had that interesting acidic touch. So yeah, I was kind of like worth remembering, right? Also turkey. Oh yeah, it was like a big plate, right? This, I don't know. It took me. It was too big, to be honest, right? What I've talked about in the channel before, when complaining about my dad's cooking, I do the same failures, to be honest. I cook a lot. I cook way too much, right? Because I can't portion right, and I end up like too full out of the time. And then I also eat at like weird timing, right? And you've seen some of these, right? This was like the environment where we were a lot of the time. It's called Passing Betriebshof, I think. It's for Regio, not for S-Bahn München, but there are some S-Bahn trains over there. And we did like a SIFA-Prüfung. We tested, and we also like tested like this kind of SIFA is this system, Sicherheitsfahrschaltung. This is the system that stops you, like the dead man switch, also known as dead man switch. We did test that day. Cool day. Lol. That was when with the run over thing. Wait, am I showing? I am, right? Yeah, okay, I am. But yeah, I could have checked over here, true. Yeah, so that was the week. Right now I think I'm going to, fuck it, why not? Well, I'm going to finish this a little bit. How was your week, by the way? Let's stop with the me, even though it's my stream. How was your week aside from the sickness? I always see places like that, but this was the first time I saw people check on the trains there. I drive past them here and there. Yeah, for example, even me, when I was going to school, well, not school, like to this kind of train class or whatever, we pass in front of the same kind of place, but for the U-Bahn, right? Where the MVG or MVV or however it's called, when they do their thing, and it was interesting. It's interesting to like pass in front of another place where like people work on trains or whatever, but they're not like your company trains. They're like some others. Apart from being sick, pretty good, I think. Oh. Nothing really happened, to be honest. Class and work and all this, right? I guess this is something that I do like from these kind of more practical fields, right? Because, for example, if you're studying computer science, it's like, what opportunities are there for you to like go see something, right? Maybe some conference, maybe some like data centers if you're into networking or something like that, like actual networking from like networks, not like people networking. Then I think there could be like some interesting Ausflüge, right? Going to Amazon data center or something like that. That has to be like pretty fucking sick, to be honest. But yeah, for like just regular computer science, right, programming, there's like less opportunities to do that. You can go to the lab if you have lab days or whatever, right? Maybe like do some computer thing, like create a computer from zero, with like transistors or some shit like that, right? Or like go actually touch microcontrollers or some shit like this, like integrated circuits. Oh, on Tuesday I had to work after uni. We had set up PCs on Monday and needed to take them away, but I couldn't go in until we pack everything up, so I had to wait in a part close. In a part close by for almost 3 hours. Damn. They had a Hauptversammlung. Don't know what that is in English. Like a meeting, right? A big important meeting, or sounds like a big important meeting. Yeah. Annual general meeting, yeah. In like Aktiengesellschaft. Yeah. Hauptversammlung der Deutschen Bahn. Oops. So you actually work with computers and all this, like setting them up and all that. That's interesting. IT. I saw like in our company, right, in the Deutsche Bahn, everything is labeled. So for example, if there is a chair, it has like a sticker that says DB services with a number, like this kind of tube, the same thing, kind of super similar to like a tube sticker, a tube sticker from a car, right? Kind of this circle with like some numbers, right? And like the month or something like that. Everything has something like this. A chair, it has it. A table, it has it. Some kind of fucking, I don't know. In the kitchen, okay. In the kitchen, the spoons and all this, they don't. But the microwave, the water cooler, the whatever, right? The thing that pours water. Well, that's the water cooler. But like the fridge, everything has like this sticker. And obviously, the computers also have that. So I wonder, how is it working for something like that, right? Like setting these systems up. I think about it sometimes. I was talking to ChatGPT also this week about some shit like this, right? Some shit like, because I read some tweet or something that was like, people who think in millions or something like this. I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, fuck it. I could look it up. No, it was Claude. When I said ChatGPT, by the way, I usually mean Claude. I know I'm not sharing. This logarithmic utility of money. this tweet. I'm not sure if you can see the image very well. Let's open it here. Kids always remember that money has log money utility, not linear utility, and almost all careers often 10 to the n plus 1 money, but rarely exceed some bound. X. Quant may be the best way to make 10 million, but the worst way to make 100. People get stuck optimizing n years because they forget about log utility. Expected value in the 10 n years times 10 to the n, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. This formula, I didn't even read it, to be honest. Of course, this changes if you're at a startup, high growth company, because blah, 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 right? But I was like, okay, I read the first thing, example, quant may be the best way to make 10 million, but the worst way to make 100. And I was like, okay, can you explain this for me, for someone, me, who currently thinks in thousands and not in millions, right? It's like this fucking guy is talking about 10 million and I'm thinking about how to make 4,000 euros next month. Like how I'm going to make 2,200 instead of like 1,800, and that's like so fucking good, right? So I was like, okay, can you explain it? And yeah, he was explaining something like this, blah, 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 right? And he was like, yeah, do I need to give numbers? I make about a month. And yeah, how logarithmic money utility applies to your situation. It's like going for 1,600 to 2,200 is about a 38% increase. Then I was telling it, okay, so basically I should ignore the tweet because the money does impact me significantly, right? And it was like, yeah, money absolutely impacts you significantly right now. This is precisely what the logarithmic utility predicts. When you're dealing in thousands, not millions, each percentage increase in income can meaningfully improve your quality of life. Tell me about it. But think about long-term career trajectory. The key point is about choosing paths with higher growth potential versus the ones that plateau you quickly, right? So I was thinking about this kind of, what kind of career paths don't plateau as quickly as train driver, right? Train driver plateaus at like, you drive trains for this amount of money, you don't get paid more, aside from like inflation adjustments until you die, basically, right? And I was like, okay, I'm not greedy or whatever, but it's like, fuck it, if I can make more money, if I can make money that is not insignificant, right? Like money in the thousands, it's like significant for a personal life, but it's like insignificant in any kind of greater than personal level sense, right? It's like I don't want to change the world or something, right? But I do want to impact more things than just my person, right? Because, for example, having a workshop, having a car workshop, having a car garage, etc., those things impact more than me, even though they are mine. It's like they require some infrastructure, blah, 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 that they require connections, that transactions, blah, 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 right? So it's like, it's greater than me, right? That when you get to that level of having a workshop, it's like suddenly there are like more things pulling from you, etc., right? It's like if I want to get to that level, and I have to think with numbers bigger than thousands, right? And I was like, okay, what career path? It's like how can I jump to somewhere where, I don't know, like what's sounding realistic? I didn't arrive to an answer, right? I was like engineering or something like that, right? It's like train driving versus engineering, and but I didn't continue talking about this because I was like, I don't know. I'm also not super sure, and like engineering, it's still thinking about thousands. It's like, I don't know. It's not a huge jump. It's more. It's closer to like hundreds or thousands than to tens of thousands. So it's not a super logarithmic jump, but it's like significant enough. But it's still not the end all be all. But I don't know. I was thinking about this also. Do you Google stuff at this point, or do you only use AI? Just wondering. I don't know. For these things, I use AI almost always. For a tweet, if there is something I don't understand in a tweet and I want some quick explanation, I ask AI. I don't even bother Googling what it is, right? Unless it's something like time sensitive or something like this, right? For example, and even those, then AI is better. Literally, yesterday, Eurovision, I wanted to know when Spain sang. I Googled, and every Google article is like, okay, when is Spain's turn to sing? You click into the article and there is like a list of nonsense. And I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So I Googled, I was disappointed. Then I asked Perplexity, hey, when is Spain's turn on Eurovision? At what time? And it's like, because Spain is 6th, it's going to be at like 9:35. It ended up being at like 9:45 or some shit like this. But still, it's like better than zero answer, right? From Google, after wasting your own time reading some shit article that is like SEO slop, right? So it's like when I use Google, I ended up disappointed and like angry at, at how shit Googling things are. But yeah, for example, language things, I do ask Google. I don't have this impulse of like asking ChatGPT, hey, what does this word mean, right? No, in that sense, I just Google the word and usually, yeah, the dictionaries or whatever, maybe I have to click a couple of X's to cross some ads or some shit. But yeah, more or less, I make it works, right? For people, right? When there is something that's people related, Google is usually best, I think. Even if it's not perfect. For example, to know who is some kind of startup guy, right? I use Twitter a lot, so there are like some people who are not famous, but yes, kind of impactful or whatever. It's like if your company is it's like a public company or like it was a big company and like got sold, etc. It's like you are not necessarily famous and known by ChatGPT maybe, or maybe yeah, maybe you are, but I don't know. My assumption is that it's probably like just some guy, right, who sold the company. So in those cases, I probably Google it. I don't know. Let's check. I'm not sharing, right? No. Control H. For example, for food, I usually always use AI. I don't Google anything for food. If I have recipe ideas, right, because I can just paste, I have this note. This note is like a list of all the things that I have. I think it's a little bit outdated. For example, this one, now I have one, let's say. I have 2 carrots. I no longer have this. I no longer have this. Now I have less eggs. I have like, I think I have 3. Fish queso, I no longer have it. Ramen miso, I don't have this. Tortellini flakes, I do have this still, half. Tortillas trigo, I think I don't have this. So I'm going to check them. Tomatoes, I don't have tomatoes anymore. But yeah, essentially, I do have this list of like, essentially the pantry things, right? So I can just copy this list, paste it on ChatGPT, and after I say, hey, I am thinking of doing this dish. What do you think? What do I need to buy, right? And I ask it, and it just tells me things to buy. And even if it's not a perfect list or whatever, it's like probably good enough that I can get by. So for food, and also I can then follow up and ask, okay, give me the recipe, right? And it gives you the steps. Okay, first you have to put the meat, then first the pan, oil, medium heat, then the whatever, right? Blah, blah, blah. So it knows what kind of oils I have. It knows what kind of the pans it doesn't know. I could ask, that's probably a good idea. Then okay, I got distracted. It is actually a good idea. But yeah, it knows what kind of sauces, mustard. I have this kind of mustard. I have this kind of mayonnaise, right? I have this. I have white wine. I have red wine. I have blah blah blah. So it can tell me kind of these ideas that maybe if I'm like in a rush or whatever, and I'm making dinner quickly or whatever, I don't think okay, I could splash some white wine on this and it would, right? So for that, AI is like miles better than Google. Because in Google you have to like think, okay, do I have this or this? I have to substitute this because for this, and this thing tells you, and it tells you also in a way where you don't feel retarded, right? It's like you feel like you are actually kind of learning. It tells you and says, because of this. It's like, or if you don't have something, you can ask, hey, can I substitute this for this? And it tells you yes or no, and why, right? I don't know. I like that. For cooking, it's great, to be honest. Ooh. Are you still here? Okay. If not, maybe I could shut down. I don't want to shut down yet. I'm going to read out loud some questions. And then I will shut down. But first I'm going to get some water. It's running, right? 73 frames, only a couple lost. 26, da, da, da. Okay, I'm going to grab a glass of water. Yeah, sorry, I was playing Talos Principle and was stuck on a puzzle. Lol. Okay, I'm back. Talos Principle. Let me Google it. I think I saw some talk of Talos Principle. I think someone mentioned it. Was it you? Ah, you mentioned it with... Yeah. How's it called? But I forgot his name. Cuadro. With Cuadro, right? Okay. This puzzle game looks interesting. Looks like different than I expected. Portal and Portal 2. Okay, so now I'm going to read out loud some questions. Fuck it, let's do it on Anki. Let's just simply do it on Anki. And TF Ausbildung. Custom study. Increase today new cards limit. Let's see, can I review ahead? Preview new cards added in the last, let's say, 15 days. Okay. Hostia. 220 questions. I'm not going to do them all today, but yeah. Schraubenkupplung einhängen. Kupplungsspindel anziehen. Bremskupplungen verbinden, Hauptluftleitungen sofern vorhanden, Hauptluftbehälterleitung. 4. Absperrhähne öffnen. Luftabsperrhähne öffnen. Good enough. Gut. Reihenfolge beim Kuppeln. Luftabsperrhähne öffnen. Luftabsperrhähne öffnen. Sofern vorhanden. Dampfheizleitungen verbinden. Und Absperrhähne öffnen. Dampfheizkupplungen verbinden und Absperrhähne öffnen. Almost, but not perfect. Dampfheizkupplungen verbinden und Absperrhähne öffnen. Elektrische Leitungen verbinden. Elektrische Leitungen verbinden. I don't know this one. Übergänge herstellen. Übergänge herstellen, okay. Sowie Informations- und Steuerleistung gegebenenfalls or something like that, right? Sowie Informations- und Steuerleitungen verbinden. Okay, der gegebenenfalls is like this for Software vorhanden. So. Welchen Abstand müssen Sie beim Überqueren von Gleisen zu abgestellten Fahrzeugen mindestens einhalten? 2 Meter. Gut. 5 Meter. Wie groß muss der Abstand zwischen Fahrzeugen mindestens sein? Wie groß muss der Abstand zwischen 2 Fahrzeugen mindestens sein, damit sie zwischendurch gehen dürfen? 5 Meter. Worauf achten Sie, wenn Sie vor einem TFZ-Triebfahrzeug über das Gleis gehen? Auf der TF, auf der Triebfahrzeugführer. Achten Sie auf, ich achte mich auf Blickkontakt mit der Triebfahrzeugführer oder so. Auf Blickkontakt zum Lokführer. Easy, but yeah, like this. Welche Aussagen zum Auf- und Absteigen von Triebfahrzeugen sind richtig? Beim Auf- und Absteigen von Triebfahrzeugen muss das Gesicht zum Fahrzeug zeigen, richtig. Und beim Auf- und Absteigen ist der sichere Halt durch einen Fuß und 2 Hände oder durch 2 Füße und eine Hand 3-Punkt-Methode zu gewährleisten. Ja. Okay, let me pull chat up also so that I'm not abandoning you. Let's see. A bit weird that it shows you all the answers that hide some again. Yeah, that's because of the way that I've created the cards. It's like they are supposed to, like, if you don't remember, it's like to be like, yeah, they are closed cards. It's like they let you look ahead also, but also, yeah, it's like they let you look at the gap with more context, right? Instead of like deleting all this, right? Instead of taking all of this away and like making it blank, it's like you get the text and you can fill in the gaps. In this case, I used it just to make kind of multiple choice questions, but the idea is that you learn in context, right? And you get, it's like you ask yourself the questions that go here. Well, let's fill this to see if I can find some other. Was müssen Sie beim Auf- und Absteigen von beachten? Das Auf- und Absteigen ist nur im Stillstand erlaubt. Dabei sind die neben den Türen angebrachten Haltegriffe zu nutzen und die 3-Punkt-Regel zu beachten. Richtig. Und die 3-Punkt-Regel, nein. Das auf, nein. Yeah, this is the only one. Korrekt. Welchen Abstand müssen Fahrzeuge zueinander haben, wenn sie aufrecht das Gleis überqueren wollen? Mindestens 5 Meter. Welchen Weg benutzen Sie, wenn kein Weg vorgeschrieben ist? This one is strange. Der sicherste Weg. Innerbetriebliche Wege, öffentliche Wege und von innerbetriebliche Wege, Rangierwege und Verkehrswege. Holen Sie Informationen über Verkehrswege, Rangierwege bei ortskundigen Mitarbeitern im Eisenbahnbetrieb. Sind Verkehrswege nicht benutzbar, dürfen Sie... Okay, this is the card that we made together, right? When I was like, too sure. Sind Verkehrswege nicht benutzbar, dürfen Sie die Gleise benutzen oder überqueren, wenn Sie davor eine Glassperrung zur Sicherung von Personensperrung... I'm not going to remember this one. No fucking way. I'm going to go again, but... Bei welcher Witterung ist besondere Aufmerksamkeit geboten? Schlechte Witterung. Bei schlechter Witterung, zum Beispiel Schnee, Eisglätte, Regen, Nebel. Dürfen Sie bei bestehender Gefahr elektrische Anlagen ausschalten bzw. das Ausschalten fördern? Nein. Nur wenn ich dazu berechtigt bin und dieses für mich gefahrlos möglich ist. Betrachten Sie elektrische Anlagen und Betriebsmittel immer... for example, yeah, see, this is the context. So in all of these, I can see the whole thing, right? I can see the paragraphs. I know that I'm going to be asked this 1.5 meters. Immer als, this is something like als Spannung erhaltend or something like this, right? That they have voltage, but I don't know how to say it in German. Als unter Spannung stehend. Hard. Welchen Weg benutzen Sie, wenn kein Weg benutzen vorgeschrieben ist? Oh, scheiße. Fuck it, I don't want to see the question again. Betrachten Sie elektrische Anlage, solange nicht festgestellt ist, dass diese I would like some kind of randomizing option, by the way. Solange nicht festgestellt ist, dass diese oder Betriebsmittel sichtbar von Versorgung getrennt sind. Keine Ahnung. Ausgeschaltet und geerdet. Oder Betriebsmittel sichtbar vom Versorgungsnetz getrennt sind. Ausgeschaltet und geerdet sind. Okay. Oder Betriebsmittel sichtbar vom Versorgungsnetz getrennt sind. Auch im Störungsfall, insbesondere bei Gefahren für Leben und Gesundheit, dürfen Sie elektrische Anlagen nur selbst ausschalten, wenn sie dazu berechtigt ist und dieses für Sie sicher ist oder so. Gefahrlos möglich ist. Yeah. Good enough, but hard. Grundsätzlich dürfen Sie in Bahnanlagen mit Überleitung Schutzabstand 1,5. Yeah, because it's called about Oberleitungen, right? Zum Beispiel von 1,5 Meter bei 15.000 oder bei 25.000 Volt anwenden. Die Nichtbahntechnische Switching, größer Schützenabstand von 3 Meter. 3 Meter statt 1,5. Erkennen Sie eine herabgehende Freileitung. This Freileitung was 20. Von 20 Meter zu dieser Stelle, solange nicht betreten. See, and now it's going to ask me about the 10 meters. Betrachten Sie, dass diese, what was this? Unter Spannung stehend, solange nicht festgestellt ist, dass diese geerdet und abgeschaltet oder so. Ausgeschaltet und geerdet. Does abgeschaltet mean the same as ausgeschaltet? If it's not the same, it's at least in the same field, right? It's not like eingeschaltet und ausgeschaltet, which are like complete opposites, right? Abgeschaltet is kind of like off, but not like this, right? Ab is just turned off but not separated or something. And ausgeschaltet is like something like this, right? Yeah, pretty much. Okay, acceptable then. It was not like a critical failure. Because if you get some of these wrong in this kind of opposite way, it's like an immediate kind of, it's called something like Betriebsgefahr or something, and you don't pass the exam. Dürfen Sie auf 10 reduzieren? Müssen Sie diesen besonders vorsichtig mit kleinen Schritten. Mit kleinen Schritten. Okay, kleine Schritte is just like kleiner Schritte is just like one small step. Right? Kleinen Schritten is like several small steps. Let's see. So, again. Reihenfolge beim Kupplung, sofern vorhanden. Dampfheizkupplungen verbinden und Absperrhähne öffnen. Dampfheizkupplungen verbinden und Absperrhähne öffnen. Gut. Unter welcher Spannung steht in der Regel 15.000 Volt Wechselspannung 16,7 Hertz. 15.000 Volt Wechselspannung. Gut. Welcher Schutzabstand zur Oberleitung gilt für banktechnische Überzeugung unter 1,5 Meter? Mindestens. I'm going to give it for good. Wann dürfen Sie Eisenbahnfahrzeuge an stationäre Energieversorgungsanlagen anschließen? The fuck? Keine Ahnung. Wann die, ¿cómo se llame? Wann die Stromabnehmer ist unten oder so? Ich weiß nicht. Wenn ich für diese Tätigkeit besonders unterwiesen bin. Interessant. Again. Mit kleinen Schritten. Übergängige Kriterien sowie Informations-, und Steuerleitungen verbinden. Übergänge herstellen. Wie sind diese Eisenbahnfahrzeuge? The fuck? I think I made the card wrong. Let's mark it. Wann dürfen Sie Eisenbahnfahrzeuge, wenn Sie für diese Tätigkeit untergewiesen sind oder so? Besonders unterwiesen bin. Acceptable. Not a super important question, I think. So, handeln Sie bei Unfallentbreitungsstörungen calm or something like this, right? Recht oder no. Ruhig. Ruhig und besonnen. Und besonnen. Keine Ahnung, was besonnen ist, aber besonnen. Achten Sie darauf, dass Sie sich selbst nicht gefährden. Gefährdete Personen sind nach Möglichkeiten zu warnen. Dann Sie gefährdet sein, unter Gefahr. That's why I would like that it shuffles the things a little bit, because it's like everyone is like right by each other. Gefährden. Hard. Gefährdete Personen sind nach Möglichkeit zu warnen. Oh, wow, nice. Worauf achten Sie, wenn Sie vor einem TFZ über das Gleis gehen? Auf Blickkontakt mit TF. Auf Blickkontakt zum Lokführer. Zum mit Äquivalent, right? Eingewendet, gut. Bei Patienten führen Sie die erforderlichen Namen nach den Vorgaben Ihres Unternehmens durch. Der Einsatz von Feuerlöschern beschränkt sich auf die... keine Ahnung. Brandlöschung im unmittelbaren... Der Einsatz von beschränkt sich auf die Brandlöschung im unmittelbaren... this is like when can you use fire extinguisher, right? Beschränkt sich auf die Brandlöschung im unmittelbaren Arbeitsbereich. Führerraum, Laufwerk, Fahrgastbereich. Okay. Again. Im betrieblichen Betrieb oder whatever. Unmittelbaren Arbeitsbereich. In der Nähe elektrische Anlage und elektrische Spannung. Anlagen und elektrische Eisenbahnfahrzeuge. Dürfen Sie dafür Feuer löschen oder nach bzw. Beendung der Entspannungsstände Teile durchführen. Nach Sichern, Ausschaltung und Erdung. Was macht das Sicherheitsmanagementsystem? Interoperabilität oder so? Überwacht die Einhaltung des Regelwerks und Qualifizierung. Durch was wird der Haftwert zwischen Rad und Schiene stark beeinflusst? Tau, Nebel, beginnender Regen, Laubfall, starkes Laubfall, Industriestaub, Laubfall, Schnee, Schiene bereist, Schiene nebelfeucht, Industriestaub, beginnender Regen. Meh. Good enough. Gut genug. Ruhig und gesonnen is like calm and collected. Calm and collected. Interesting. Gesonnen. Can gesonnen mean something else? Partperf von Sinnen. Sinnen is not to sin. Think in aspirar a Sinnen. Sinn für Humor haben. Sinn. Das macht keinen Sinn. Ich bin gesonnen oder so. Okay, macht Sinn. Yeah, it's not word for word. It's basically the meaning of the saying. Interesting. Ruhig und gesonnen. Calm and collected. I don't know how we say that in Spanish. Calm and collected. Calm and collected. Español. Cool, calm and collected. Sí, sí, sí. Tranquilo, sereno, sosegado, templado. Yeah, we don't have an expression like cool collected. It's just translating each word. Ruhig und gesonnen. That's like my face is like up to here, right? Up to here is the text. Cool. Oh, I hate that in English it makes sense, but in German macht Sinn is wrong. So people often say Sinn kann man nicht machen. It's ergibt Sinn in German, and I hate every person that corrects it. Sinn kann man nicht machen. I'm already picturing some old guy telling me, Sinn kann man nicht machen. And I'm like, Entschuldigung. Something like that. Macht Sinn. Na, Sinn kann man nicht machen. Entschuldigung. Oh. Spricht Deutsch, du Hurensohn. Der Einsatz von Feuerlöschern beschränkt sich auf die Brandlöschung im unmittelbaren Arbeitsbereich. Brandlöschung im unmittelbaren Arbeitsbereich. I wish it was an old guy. It's my best friend who gets on my nerves. Yeah, also, I think I can picture the kind of guy. Yeah. Lol, exactly. Betrachten Sie elektrische Anlagen und Betriebsmittel immer als unter elektrischer Spannung stehend. Unter Spannung stehend. Gut. Anlagen und Reservenfahrzeuge. Ne. Let's give it a go. Oder nach Ausschaltung und Erdung. Was macht das Sicherheitsmanagementsystem? Wow. Überwachung von die FHUs, also von den Unternehmen. Die Einhaltung des Regelwerks und Qualifizierung. Nee. Auch im Störungsfall, im Besonderen bei Gefahren für Leben und Gesundheit von Personen, dürfen Sie elektrische Anlagen nun dann selbst ausschalten, wenn sie dazu berechtigt sind und dieses für Sie gefährlos stehen oder gefährlos sind oder so. Gefahrlos möglich ist. Good enough. Was beeinflusst den Reibwert? Tau oder so. Tau. Ja, Feuchtigkeit, Laubfall, Staub. Diese Dinge. Nebelfeuchtigkeit, Eis, Industriestaub, Laubfall, Eis, Feuchtigkeit. Welcher maximale Regelbremsweg ist laut EBO grundsätzlich zugelassen? Nennen Sie die Werte für Haupt- und Nebenbahnen. Hauptbahnen 1000 Meter, Nebenbahnen 700 Meter. Boom. Wie ist bei verminderter Regelwert zwischen Rad und Schiene zu bremsen? Nicht mit maximaler Bremskraft, vorsichtig und ohne Sanden. Nicht mit voller Kraft, vorsichtig, ohne Sand. Boom. Wann ist bei verminderter Regelwert zwischen Rad und Schiene zu sanden? Weiß nicht. Wann ist bei verminderter Regelwert zwischen Rad und Schiene zu sanden? Bei Gefahr. Nummer 1. Nummer 3, actually. Ich erinnere mich nicht an die Rest. Beim Gleiten. Beim Anfahren mit vermindertem Reibwert. Was bedeutet Anfahren? Anfahren ist like beginning, right? Beim Gleiten, beim Anfahren mit vermindertem Reibwert bei Gefahr. Was passiert, wenn die Antriebskraft größer als die Haftkraft ist? Schleudern. Die Räder schleudern. Die Räder drehen durch. Fuck it, let's do it again. Was passiert, wenn die Bremskraft größer als die Haftkraft ist? Die Räder blockieren. Gleiten. Gleiten, die Räder blockieren. Was ist bezüglich Schleudern eines Triebfahrzeugs verboten? Was ist bezüglich Schleudern eines Triebfahrzeugs verboten? vorbeugend, nein, mit Sand den Reibert, damit der schleudernde Radsatz eingefangen wird. Verboten. Sie rechnen mit verminderten Reibert. Wie bremsen Sie, wenn Sie von weitem das Signal hart erkennen, rechtzeitig, ohne maximale Bremskraft und ohne Sand? Wann ist bei vermindertem Reibert zwischen Rad und Schiene zu sanden? Beim Gleiten, beim Anfahren mit vermindertem Reibert oder so und bei Gefahr. Beim Anfahren mit vermindertem Reibert, beim Gleiten, beim Gefahr. Was passiert, wenn die Abtriebskraft größer als die Hauptkraft ist? Die Räder drehen durch, schleudern. Sie fahren mit ausgefallener Sandstreueinrichtung. Mit ausgefallener Sandstreueinrichtungsanlage. Wie ist Ihr Fahrverhältnis bei der Fahrt mit der Geschwindigkeit? Ist der Bremsvorgang so rechtzeitig einzuleiten, dass bei Einfahrt in den Bremswegabschnitt die Bremswirkung mit der zugelassenen Geschwindigkeit konnte es sein, ja, mit der nach Fahrplan des Zuges zulässigen Geschwindigkeit. Oh. Als Richtwert gilt hierfür eine Geschwindigkeitsabsenkung von mindestens 10 km/h als Richtwert. 10 km/h gegenüber der zulässigen Geschwindigkeit nach Fahrplan. Achten Sie darauf, dass Sie selbst nicht unter Gefahr oder so unter Gefahr stehen. Selbst nicht gefährden. Ist der Bremsweg, ist der Bremskraft so rechtzeitig anzuleiten? Bremsvorgang, keine Ahnung, so rechtzeitig einzuleiten, dass bei Einfahrt in den Bremswegabschnitt die Bremswirkung bereits deutlich merkbar ist. Als Richtwert von mindestens 10 km/h von vom nach Fahrplan zulässigen Geschwindigkeit. 10 km/h gegenüber der zulässigen Geschwindigkeit nach Fahrplan. Was ist zu veranlassen, wenn ein Streckenabschnitt mit außergewöhnlich vermindertem Reibert zwischen Rad und Schiene festgestellt wurde? Er muss die Geschwindigkeit entsprechend ermäßigen und die Unregelmäßigkeit dem Fahrdienstleiter melden. Die Sandeinrichtung? Nein. Geschwindigkeit des Zuges. No? Bueno. 2. Selbst nicht gefährden. Gefährden is to put in danger, right? It's that you don't put yourself into danger. That's gefährden. Okay, I wasn't processing it. Bei der Fahrt mit der nach Fahrplan des Zuges zulässigen Geschwindigkeit ist der Bremsvorgang so rechtzeitig. What does Vorgang mean? Bremsvorgang. Berechnen. It's like the distance or something. Bremsweg. So Bremsweg was okay. Er muss die Geschwindigkeit des Zuges entsprechend ermäßigen. I don't exactly know what ermäßigen means, but I know it's ermäßigen. Er muss die Geschwindigkeit und die Unregelmäßigkeit kommunizieren. Zu dem Fahrdienstleiter kommunizieren oder so. Dem Fahrdienstleiter melden. Good enough. Die Meldung soll folgende Angaben enthalten. Gleis von bis. Gleis von nach. Ne. Streckenkilometer. Neigung. Oder positive oder negative Neigung. Steigungs- oder Gefälleabschnitt. Ähnlich. Good enough. Und beim Anfahren oder beim the other thing. Beim Bremsen. Beim Anfahren oder Bremsen. Was passiert, wenn die Bremskraft die Haftkraft übersteigt? Die Räder blockieren, gleiten. Und der Zug gleitet. Welche Schaden konnten passieren? Flachstellen zum Beispiel. I don't know why this card is so wrong. Was ist zu veranlassen? Vorgang ist Process. Oh, Brems Process. Interesting. Gleis von nach. Gleisabschnitt von nach. Gleis von nach. Brücken, Weichen, Schiebebühnen bei Gefahr. Unter 25 km/h. Ah no, nicht sanden. Entschuldigung. Auf Brücke. Brücken. Weichen. Schiebebühnen. I'm reading. Drehscheiben. Gleisbremsen. Gleiswagen. Betankungsanlagen. Wenn die Sandstreueinrichtung EVU anrufen. Leitstelle oder so. Anrufen. EVU anrufen. Fahr. 10 km/h weniger. Früher anfangen zu bremsen. Nein. Stehen bleiben. Neue Lok TFZ. Ne. Obvious, I guess. Right? Bei regnerischem Wetter. Den Schweizer geringer als bei trockener Schiene. Was macht die Sicherheitsmanagementsystem? Überwacht die Qualifizierung und die Einhaltung. Bei Gefahr. No. Unter 25. Wie kann der TF der Reiber zwischen Schall und Schiene erhöhen? Durch Sanden. Vierfach. Bei Verdoppelung der Geschwindigkeit erhöht sich der Bremsweg vierfach. Die Bremskraft darf nicht größer sein als die Haftkraft. Der Regelbremsweg auf Hauptbahnen beträgt 1000 Meter. Durch Signalisierung erreicht man eine größere Betriebssicherheit, eine bessere Streckenauslastung. 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 I don't know how to pronounce this correctly, but I don't know how to pronounce anything correctly, to be honest. So. Die Signale vor Bahnhöfen nennt man Ausfahrsignale, nein. Blocksignale, nein. Einfahrsignale, richtig. Schema der This is the mast. Oberleitungsmast. Gut. This is der Isolator. Der Isolator. This is der Stützrohr. No, das Stützrohr. Korrekt, oder? Das Rohr. Röhr. 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 Das Stützröhr. Stützröhr. Was ist das? Seitenhalter. Fahrdrahtseitenhalter. Yes, das Rohr. Oder Röhr. Ist es Rohr oder Röhr? Isolator. Noch einmal. Seitenhalter. Der Seitenhalter. Die Lauffläche. Die Lauffläche. Die Kennrille. Der Radkörper. Der Radkörper. It's Rohr, not Röhr. So the first one. Oh, Rohr. Das Rohr. Stütz, but this is Stütz, right? Stützrohr. Das ist der Hauptluftbehälter. 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 Das ist der Vorratsluftbehälter. Vorratsluftbehälter oder A-Behälter. Vorratsluftbehälter. Yeah, the process I don't mind because this is I don't mind. Steuerventil. Das Ventil, right? Bremszylinder. Der Bremszylinder. Die Hauptluftleitung. HL. Das Führerbremsventil. Sie sehen dieses Hebelgewicht einer Weiche. Um was für eine Weiche handelt es sich? Und was haben Sie zu beachten? Es ist eine Weiche mit Grundstellungszwang. Und nach dem Befahren muss die Weiche zurückgestellt werden. Zurück zum Grundstellung zurückgestellt wird oder so. Ne? Die Weiche ist nach dem Befahren wieder in die Grundstellung zu legen. Good enough, right? Sie sehen dieses Hebelgewicht einer Weiche. Um was für eine Weiche handelt es sich und was haben Sie zu beachten? Es ist eine Weiche mit Grundstellung und die nur mit Zustimmung des Weichenwärters umgestellt werden darf. Und was haben Sie zu beachten? Nach dem Befahren, es muss wieder in die Grundstellung gelegt werden und man kann nur diese Weiche umstellen, wenn mit Zustimmung, wenn dem Wärter die Zustimmung gegeben hast oder so. Weiche mit Grundstellung, nur mit Zustimmung der Wärter umstellen, nur mit Erlaubnis des Weichenwärters darf man sie umstellen, nach dem Befahren wieder in die Grundstellung zu legen. Good enough. Dieses Gewicht, um was für eine Weiche handelt es sich? Diese ist eine Weiche ohne Grundstellungszwang. Und was haben Sie zu beachten? nichts. Sie hat keine Grundstellung erforderlich oder so. Diese Weiche kann nach dem Befahren in der Stellung belassen werden. Sie sehen diesen Gewicht. Was für eine Weiche handelt es sich? Es ist eine Zurückfallweiche. Und diese Weiche kann oder darf aufgefahren werden. Und nach dem Verhalten oder so, nach dem Befallen, diese Weiche macht klack, 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 klack und nach jeder Achse, die Weiche automatisch zurückgestellt wird. Diese Weiche darf auch gefahren werden. Nach dem Verlassen fällt diese in die Grundstellung zurück. Good enough. Again. Let's do it again. Nach jeder Achse. Was ist zu veranlassen, wenn ein Streckenabschnitt mit außergewöhnlich verminderte Reibwert zwischen Rad und Schiene festgestellt wurde? Er muss die Geschwindigkeit entsprechend der mäßigen und die Unregelmäßigkeit dem Fahrdienstleiter melden. Die Geschwindigkeit des Zuges entsprechend der mäßigen. Dieses Hebelgewicht eine Weiche. Um was für eine Weiche handelt es sich? Weiche ohne Spitzenverlust. Und was haben Sie zu beachten? Beim Gefahren muss diese Weiche festgestellt werden. 2 Personen braucht diese Weiche. Das Gewicht muss beim Befahren niedergedrückt werden. Hauptgleise sind von Zügen planmäßig befahrenen Gleise. Rückfallweiche, was haben Sie zu beachten? Nach dem Verlassen, diese Weiche darf aufgefahren werden, und nach dem Verlassen fällt diese Weiche in die Grundstellung zurück. Fällt diese in die Grundstellung zurück. Aufgefahren. Okay, good enough. Durchgehende Hauptgleise sind die Hauptgleise der freien Strecke und ihre Fortsetzung in den Bahnhöfen. Alle übrigen Gleise sind Nebengleise. Gut. Hauptgleise sind die von Zügen planmäßig befahrenen Gleise. Durchgehende Hauptgleise sind die Hauptgleise der freien Strecke und ihre Fortsetzung in den Bahnhöfen. Der freien Strecke. Natürlich, if I said it correctly, but good enough. Und ihre Fortsetzung in den Bahnhöfen. Sie sehen diesen Gewicht. Es war Weiche ohne Spitzenverlust. Was für eine Weiche handelt es sich? Ja, ohne Spitzenverlust. Was haben Sie zu beachten? Sie muss beim Befahren niedergedrückt werden. Das Gewicht, I guess. Yeah. Das Gewicht. Hauptgleise sind die Wohnzügen planmäßig befahrenen Gleise. Durchgehende Hauptgleise, alle übrigen Gleise sind Nebengleise. Okay, Gleise. True. Let's do hard. Fahr 10 km/h unten, Fahrplan und vorsichtig bremsen. Früher anfangen zu bremsen. Ja. Good enough. Selbsttätig ist eine Bremse, wenn sie bei jeder Imprevisto nicht it would work without this word actually, bei jeder Unterbrechung der Hauptverleitung wirksam wird. Bei jeder unzulässig, nein. unvorgeschrieben, I don't know, unbeabsichtigten Unterbrechung, holy shit, unbeabsichtigten Unterbrechung der Hauptluftleitung wirksam wird. Yeah, by the way, here you see, right? When I don't know this word, but I know the rest of the words, then I click yes, easy on the words that I know, but the ones that I don't know, they repeat. So yeah, it's kind of useful to learn particular parts of this thing. Was macht das Sicherheitsmanagementsystem? Überwachung, Qualifizierung oder so. Keine Ahnung. Überwacht die Einhaltung des Regelwerks und Qualifizierung. I'm going to drink water again. Wenn Sie bei jeder unbeabsichtigten Unterbrechung der Hauptleitung wirksam wird, wow. Bei jeder unbeabsichtigten Kupplungsbügel. Nenne Punkte, die beim Verlassen eines Bereichs vorgefertigte gute Freiwürden zu beachten sind. Nicht rauchen. Ah no, eso está aquí. Keine Ahnung. Stoff nicht berühren oder einatmen, okay. Sicherheitszone gegen Windrichtung sichern oder so. Sicherheitszone gegen Windrichtung verlassen. Soweit Kleidung kontaminiert ist, ausziehen. Nicht rauchen und etwas anderes. Zündquellen vermeiden. Fernhalten andere Personen, Sicherheitszone absperren. Nennen Sie vor den VDE vorgeschriebene Sicherheitsregeln, um in der Nähe von Hochspannungsanlagen arbeiten zu dürfen. Gegen Wiedereinhalten sichern, Spannung vergleichen, feststellen, messen, Erdung kurz schließen, Unterspannung, no. Ausschalten. Anlage freischalten. It's similar. I'm going to put hard, but it's similar. Sicherheitsgegenwindrichtung verlassen. Nenne Punkte, die bei verlassen. No. Bro, these are so annoying, these questions. But I guess if these are the questions I don't know, right? It's the ones I should kind of try to better memorize. Sicherheitszone. No, Gegenwindrichtung verlassen is the next one. Stoff nicht berühren und nicht einatmen oder so. Stoff nicht berühren oder einatmen. Gut. Sicherheitszone gegen Windrichtung verlassen. Nicht rauchen. Und etwas anderes. Zündquellen vermeiden. Ich weiß nicht, was Zündquellen ist. I googled it, but I forgot. Zündquellen. It's like sources of smoke or sources of explosive material. It's die Energie, die eine Oxidation, meist eine Verbrennung auslöst. Zünd is llama, maybe. Okay, sources of right? Sources of spark or something like this. Andere Personen verhalten. No. Fernhalten andere Personen. Anlage freischalten. Gegen Wiedereinschalten vermeiden. Gegen Wiedereinschalten sichern. Okay, hard. Gegen Wiedereinschalten sichern. Spannungsfreiheit feststellen oder messen. Spannungsfreiheit feststellen, messen. Erden und kurz schließen. Unterspannungsteile abdecken. Unter Spannung stehende Teile abdecken oder abschranken. Wie lautet die Definition einer Abzweigstelle und wodurch ist die Abzweigstelle begrenzt? Eine Abzweigstelle ist die Blockstelle, die eine Blockstelle der freien Strecke, no sé si hace falta decir die freie Strecke, pero Blockstelle der freien Strecke, wo Züge von einer Strecke bis oder auf eine andere Strecke von einer Strecke auf einer anderen Strecke übergehen können. Wodurch ist die Abzweigstelle begrenzt? Sie ist begrenzt bei Blocksignale, bei ihre Blocksignale und N14-Signale. Solo ihre Blocksignale, scheiße. Vorzüge von einer Blockstelle der freien Strecke, Vorzüge von einer Strecke auf eine andere Strecke übergehen können. Sie ist begrenzt durch ihre Blocksignale. Hard. Sie sehen diese, um was für eine Weiche handelt es sich, um was haben Sie zu beachten? Weiche ohne Spitzenverschluss. Beachten. Beim Befahren muss das Gewicht niedergedrückt werden. Das Gewicht muss beim Befahren niedergedrückt werden. Okay, perfekt. Alle übrigen Gleise sind Nebengleise. Wie lautet die Definition einer und wodurch ist die begrenzt? Blockstrecke der freien Strecke auf eine andere Strecke übergehen können. Sie ist begrenzt durch ihre Blocksignale. Abzweigstelle. Was macht das Sicherheitsmanagementsystem? Überwacht die Qualifizierung und die Betrieb. Die Einhaltung des Regelwerks und Qualifizierung. Wie lautet die Definition einer Abzweigstelle und wodurch ist die Abzweigstelle begrenzt? Blockstrecke der freien Strecke, Vorzüge, sie ist begrenzt durch ihre Blocksignale. Der freie Strecke, Vorzüge von einer Strecke auf einer anderen Strecke übergehen können. Von einer Strecke auf eine andere Strecke. Wait, it's auf eine andere Strecke übergehen können. Sie ist begrenzt durch ihre Blocksignale. Was ist eine Überleitstelle? Blockstrecke der freien Strecke, Vorzüge von einem Gleis auf ein anderes Gleis derselben Strecke übergehen können. Sie ist begrenzt durch ihre Blocksignale oder N14-Signale. Ups. Vorzüge auf ein anderes Gleis derselben Strecke. Okay, it doesn't say von einem Gleis. I think it does say it in some other definition. Eine Blockstelle, scheiße. Blockstelle der freien Strecke. Vorzüge von einer Gleis. Ist es eine Gleis? Ein Gleis. Keine Ahnung. Auf eine andere Gleis derselben Strecke. Auf ein anderes Gleis derselben Strecke. Das Gleis. Übergehen können. Eine Bahnanlage der freien Strecke Bruchfluge. Dies ist eine Anschlussstelle. Anschlussstelle. Bahnanlage der freien Strecke. Der freien Strecke. Wo Züge ein angeschlossenes Gleis als Rangierfahrten von einem Gleis IC oder auf einem anderen Gleis auf ein anderes Gleis. It depends. Als Rangierfahrt befahren können. Was ist eine Überleitstelle? Eine Blockstelle. Als Rangierfahrt übergehen können. No, befahren können. Die Blockstrecke wird durch durch ihre Blocksignale oder N14 ein nicht für einen anderen Zug freigegeben. Scheiße, das ist wichtig. Zugfolgestelle begrenzen Zugfolgeabschnitte und regeln die Folge der Züge auf der freien Strecke. Die Folge der Züge auf der freien Strecke. Auf der freien Strecke. Zugmeldestelle ist die Zugfolgestelle, die die Reihenfolge der Züge auf der freien Strecke regelt. Ist die Zugfolgestelle, die die Reihenfolge der Züge auf der freien Strecke regelt. Auf der freien Strecke regelt. Bahnhöfe auf Zweigstellen und Überleitstellen. Nennen Sie von der VDE gegen Wiedereinhalten, ausschalten, freischalten. Elektrische Anlage freischalten. Bahnhofsstelle, Bahnhöfe, Überleitstelle. Abzweigstelle. Ja, Bahnhöfe, Abzweig, Überleits. Die Blockstrecke wird für nicht für andere Züge freigegeben. Wird nicht für einen anderen Zug freigegeben. Wie lautet dann die Definition des Begriffes Betriebsstellen? Okay, this card is wrongly made. Betriebsstellen sind this was a longest list. I'm going to edit it in a less lazy way. Und der unmittelbaren Regelung und Sicherung der Zugfahrten. Bahnhöfe, Überleits, Abzweigs, Deckungs, Einschluss, Blockstellen, Bahnhöfe, Blockstellen, Abzweiganschluss, Haltepunkte, Haltestelle, Deckungsstelle. Okay, I said Überleitstelle. Überleitstelle sind Blockstellen auch. Uff. Abzweigstellen sind Blockstellen. Oder Bahnanlage. Hart. Wie lautet die Definition eines Bahnhofes? Bahnanlage, wo mit mindestens einer Weiche, wo Züge beginnen, enden, halten, kreuzen, überholen oder wenden dürfen. Bahnhöfe sind durch Bahnhofsteile begrenzt. Bahnanlagen. Okay, this is it for today / right now, because later today I will do it right now, but for stream it's good enough. I'm going to click this sync for today, and yeah, wish me luck for tomorrow. Hope the test goes well. I will update maybe during the week if I feel like it, but I don't know, probably not, because maybe some other things come up. But if nothing comes up and I'm like at home thinking, what do I do now? Then I may stream and update on how the tests went. See ya. Have a good week. And I hope you feel better soon. Bye bye.